there guys, welcome back to the Stamford Voice. How are you feeling? Tomorrow is match day and today we do the West Ham versus Chelsea match preview. Now, before we get into the details of the preview, there's some news that came out yesterday night and today in the morning that I want to address. And the first one is Chelsea signing Julio Enciso. Now, here is what Fabrizio Romano had to say about Julio Enciso. So Fabrizio Romano came out and said, Julio Enciso will join Blue Core Group, spending this season at Strasbourg, then joining Chelsea. Here we go. Season 2025-2026 in France, and then future at Chelsea, contract until 2031 plus option until 2032. 20 million euros package to Brighton, add-ons included, medical on Thursday. Now, I'm sure most of you didn't know about the Julio Enciso talent. If I would like to explain this signing, I would use Cole Palmer, because when Cole Palmer was signed to Chelsea, yes, many people knew him and appreciated his talent, but didn't think he was ready for a step up to Chelsea. I think it's a similar thing with Julio Enciso, and that is why Blue Core is taking him first to Strasbourg to grow, to play more before he moves to Chelsea. But from what I have seen, what I have learned from my little research, of course, to be honest, I didn't know who Julio Enciso was before Blue Core went for him. So we have to be honest with each other here. But some research I have done, it turns out that Julio Enciso is a very good attacking player in terms of playing in the number 10 and maybe the wing positions, in terms of creating some very big chances, and also being able to take shots on target. Now, I learned something very exciting about Julio Enciso, and here it is. Let me read for you what I found out when I was doing a little research on Julio Enciso. Now, here it is. On July 17th, 2024, Enciso was recognized as the second best under-21 player in the world in terms of creativity and effectiveness in finishing plays, second only to French player Ryan Shaki. This recognition comes from an analysis by the Center International and was shared through X. Enciso scored 78.7 out of 100, standing out for his ability to create goal-scoring opportunities and take shots on target through the analysis, although the analysis did not evaluate accuracy of his shots. Now, as you've heard there, I think he's an attacking threat. He can play in the number 10 or sometimes in the wing. He's a right-footed player. But such kind of recognition shows you how good a player he can be after he has gained proper experience and, of course, proper growth in terms of first team football. Now, I think for Chelsea, that is most likely a talent for the future. What is not really clear is whether he's being developed as a talent to come and play in the first team at Chelsea, or whether it is just another business opportunity, as we have seen in many other players. So that one we can only wait and see. Now, next, the story of Kani Chukwuemeka took another turn. As I told you yesterday, Kani Chukwuemeka was getting contacts from Juventus, but today the story has changed completely, because now Dortmund seem to be getting Kani Chukwuemeka. Now, here's the story. Fabrizio Romano came out with this. Chelsea are in advanced talks to sell Kani Chukwuemeka and loan out Aaron Anselmino. They would both go to Borussia Dortmund. Now, Dortmund is a funny club, because Dortmund have been coming for our players over and over and over again, but they do not want to pay. They are they are talking about loans, loan for Chukwemeka, loan for Anselmino, loan for Kunku. I mean, this club doesn't want to pay anything. Anyway, the good news is they are most likely to pay for a permanent deal for Kane Chukwemeka, and I think the loan for Aaron Anselmino will just be a sweetener or something like that. Now, as I complete the pending news before we get into the match preview, here is a news story for Axel Disasi. Luca Bendoni. Bournemouth are in explorative talks with Chelsea for Axel Disasi over potential loan move with an option to buy. I mean, Disasi is a good player. I think Bournemouth would be a good club for him, but for us as Chelsea, I would love a loan with an obligation rather than a loan with an option, because it is very clear we are trying to move on Disasi. So getting a loan with an option is still a problem, because now next summer we will still be trying to find a move for him. Anyway, that's it for the pending player news. Now let's look at Chelsea versus West Ham. Now I want to start with Enzo Maresca's press conference today, because he made it quite clear that Tosin and Rabiot will be back. I think that was a very important point, because that backline needs some experience, especially with, of course, Achiampong played a very good game, but he still made two critical errors in his passes, which almost led to a goal. So having Tosin back, I think, would be a great thing. He also said that Wesley Fofana might get some minutes. I think that's all that is going to happen. Now, with the timidity we saw in Chelsea's attack on Sunday, is Enzo Maresca going to make some changes, or is going to stick with his team and hope that they come up with a better attack? Now we are going to find out that when I'll be creating my predicted lineup right in the end of this particular video. But now I want to talk about West Ham. Now, West Ham, you remember the boys did their best. They played to the end. Graham Potter stories. That is what West Ham is facing right now. Now, West Ham played against Sunderland in the last game. Sunderland were promoted from the Championship last season and came. That was their first game in the Premier League. But of course, we have to give credit to Sunderland, because they have done some very good business in terms of bringing in experienced players to try and make sure that they are not shot right back down. So Sunderland beat West Ham 3-0. Now, if we are talking of Chelsea as possible title contenders in this season, then we should not be competing with a team like Sunderland. So that means on Friday or tomorrow, when we go against West Ham, we are supposed to beat West Ham at least 3-0 also. In fact, we are supposed to beat them 5-0. But of course, because of our playing structure, Maresca loves to have some control. So maybe we are not a very high scoring team, but we should beat West Ham without a question. Now, having mentioned that, I think it's time to get into the starting lineup, because I think that will be the make or break of Chelsea against West Ham, because there was some very timid attack we saw last game against Palace. Now, obviously, as we get into the lineup, I know Enzo Maresca does not like to make changes in haste, especially after one bad performance. He likes to give players a chance to see if they improve their performances and before he can make changes. So we are going to try to find that particular balance here. So I think in goal, huh. In goal, we start with Robert Sanchez. Robert Sanchez, obviously, Robert Sanchez will maintain his position. He had an okay game last game against Palace. Of course, Mark Cucurella starts again in left back. Mark Cucurella. Yeah, that's the correct pronunciation. So Mark Cucurella starts again at left back. And Reece James played around 60-70 minutes last game. He came out okay, so I think Reece James again at right back. So James starts at right back. Then I think Trevor Chalobah maintains his position. Trevor Chalobah, yeah, Chalobah. And now because Maresca said that Tosin is back, Tosin gets into that ball playing centre back. Tosin. And obviously Moises Caicedo starts again. Moises Caicedo. Now last game there was a question mark about Enzo Fernandez because Enzo Fernandez looked quite leggy in that Palace game. And you could see when Andre Santos came on, he looked quite dynamic. He had quite a huge chance to give Chelsea the lead, but obviously he skied it. So there's a question mark about Enzo Fernandez. But what I know about Enzo Maresca is that he doesn't like to change players in haste, especially after one bad performance, because we know Enzo Fernandez had a really good game last season. So I think Enzo Maresca is going to give Enzo Fernandez another chance to really get up to speed. So I think Enzo Fernandez plays with Caicedo right there. As we move now into the attacking positions where I think there's an issue. But obviously we know Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer is Cole Palmer even after having a quiet game. So I think Cole Palmer is going to start in that number 10 position. So let's try and get Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer. So yeah, Cole Palmer plays in that 10 position. Let me move him a little bit there. Move Enzo a little bit back. Caicedo a bit back. And keep Palmer there. Now, we remain with 3 attacking positions, the striker and the 2 wingers. Now, what I think Enzo Maresca is going to do, as mentioned, I don't think he likes to make changes in a hurry. But with the teammate attack that we saw, I think he might want to make at least one change, and that is to bring on Estevao Willian. Now, I think Estevao Willian is going to start on the right. So Estevao. Why can't I not find Estevao here? Estevao Willian. Okay, they have not given him a face yet. But I think we'll have Estevao William on that right wing position. Then uh, on the left wing, I think we start Pedro Neto there. We give Jamie Gittens a chance to, come off the bench at least, because his adaptation is not quite yet there. So we start with Pedro Neto on the left wing. Now, up top again, it wasn't a very good game for Joao Pedro, the last game we played. But because I know Maresca has seen enough from Joao Pedro to believe he can lead the line, of course, as mentioned, scoring 3 goals in the semi and final in the FIFA Club World Cup, scoring 2 goals each in our friendlies, AC Milan and Bayer Leverkusen. I think Enzo Maresca is going to trust Joao Pedro again. So I think Joao Pedro is going to start up top. Joao Pedro starts as our striker. Obviously, if things are not working with Joao Pedro, we can always bring on Liam Delap. Now, this is what I think the lineup is going to be. I think the Chelsea players were quite gutted with the result last week, and I think they are going to push a little bit to try and make a difference, to try and bring on better performance. So I think Chelsea is going to win against West Ham tomorrow, and I think we are going to win in a 2-0 win for Chelsea, because I think West Ham will also be looking for some kind of reaction after losing 3-0 against Sunderland. So I think it will not be a very easy game. They will try to be compact defensively, but I think Chelsea will come out on top. 2-0 win for Chelsea. See you tomorrow. Come on, you Blues!